All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Thursday, August 8th, set today by Harpo. I'm sure I've seen the name before, but I don't remember doing one recently. And by the way, apologies if you hear some background noise. There is construction work in the neighborhood. Anyway, let's see what Harpo has. Bat around wicket. Oh no, my heart always sinks when I see cricket themed. Heading glances away from cover. Well, bat around wicket makes me think we're going to put a word for bat around a W. And then heading glances away. That also sounds like wordplay. So, excuse me, by a process of elimination, cover would be the definition. But I'm not seeing or thinking of any word for cover with a W in it. Maybe I'll have more luck with the downs. Heroes cross, mostly open up front. I'm thinking up front is the definition. Candid or open. Well, open is always right there. Cross is probably an X. But what's heroes? Heroes cross? No. How about budget papers boosted feverish chapter? What's the definition here? Chapter? Or maybe chapter can be abbreviated to C. And then budget papers, or budget papers is often ID. Well, what is boosted? If boosted is part of the wordplay, is that indicating placement underneath? Oh, maybe if for a down clue, one word boosts another, maybe it's like supporting it. Yeah, so maybe we have ID at the end or after a word for feverish. Yeah, no, don't see it. How about maybe rat's lair beset by decay? Wow. It feels like we have some anagram fodder in there, but I'm not seeing 6 letters. Lair and by. Could it be a hidden clue? Maybe rat's lair. No. Oh my goodness. Very tricky. What attracts sick hate mongers outside Oxford? What attracts could be the definition. Or something magnet. I do see we have the letters of magnet within hate mongers. But what is the yeah, so then oh yes, sick. Sick might mean an anagram of hate mongers, which is 10 letters. But then we would need 5. Am I counting that correctly? Oh no, that's 11, so we need 4. Well, sick maybe? But then, no, outside Oxford has to. Oh, isn't there an Oxford cake? So maybe cake supplies? Or wasn't there an Oxford lunch cake, maybe? I'm going to pause and see what letters are left over from hate mongers after I get me magnet. Of course, the leftover letters spell horse, and an Oxford is a type of shoe. There we go. Finally got one in. Let's carry on with the Downs article on Charlie Parker's film. I think it's going to be the title of a film. The article is probably going to be the Charlie can be C from cocaine, and then we'd need a 4-letter word for a Parker, valet Parker. No, well, Charlie Parker was known as Bird. So could it be the birds? Because we have the apostrophe S. I'll put it in, but I'm not convinced by that. All right, how about D-Day objective? That's now clear following order. Oh, I wonder if it could be beach. Was the D-Day objective was to land on the beach, but then that's now clear following order. No, I don't get that. It'll emerge from sulfur left in furrow, overwhelmed by poo. I'm thinking overwhelmed by is a word placement indicator. So I think something for poo has to either go over it or probably around it. Maybe the definition is it'll emerge from sulfur. Is it some gas that sulfur emits? Left, I think, is going to be L. Furrow could be a rut. And then we put poo around it. Turd or... no, I don't see it. All right, I'm going to go back. Excuse me. It must be the sulfur that's making me cough. All right. Drawing room pipe. That's 25.4 microns internally. I think it's going to be a drying room, and I presume it's going to start with hot. Of course, I think of the hot press, which was a great thing. Certainly in Ireland, I'm sure you have them in Britain as well, and gave its name to an Irish music magazine, the Hot Press. Is hot press one word? Maybe it is hot press. Well, what is 25.4 microns? I presume that's equal to one other unit. And we're going to use the name of that unit or its abbreviation inside a word for pipe. Oh, that's, of course, can also be IE. That is, let me pause and look up 25.4 microns, see what that is when it's at home. Okay, it's 1,000th of an inch, which is commonly called apparently a thou. So we have thou inside of hose. It's not a hot press, it's a hot house, okay? I don't know, is it really a drying room? I always think of a hot house as like a greenhouse or for growing things, but anyway. Oh, so now our could it be Omaha? Wasn't that the name of the beach? One of the beaches? How would that work for the wordplay? That's now clear. Following order. Yes. So if you say something is now clear, you might say aha. And the OM is the order of merit, I think, in Britain. Very good. So now our sulfur thing begins with an S. Oh, is it going to be shit around? Overwhelmed by left in or maybe it's just it'll emerge. Oh, sulfur. Let me pause and see what the chemical symbol for sulfur is. Sulfur is just the letter S. I didn't realize that in American English it's spelt with an F rather than the PH. I suppose in all my years here in the US, I've never come across a reference to sulfur. Anyway, so S and then left in furrow. Yeah, so I'm lost on that one. Let's go back to the acrosses. American workforce embracing impressive US dog. I presume it's going to be a dog. American might be simply beginning with an A, and then a word for workforce that is going to surround impressive US. Maybe it's an American term for impressive, and it's going to be a dog. Retriever. Can't think of one with an A. Airedale. No. How about procrastinator shuns Germany in high level 13? Oh, okay. So I think we need to get 13. But what is an E? E something. Of course, they're the E numbers. Yeah, we'll come back to that when we get 13. Innately study info linked to large country houses. I'm wondering if it might be innately. Study can be con or con. Oh yeah, and info can be gen. And now we just need to, I think, get Italy linked to large country houses. Oh dear. Yeah, I don't, maybe it's not congenitally, but I would think that is innately. Yeah, I'm very unsure of the ending of that one. I just do not get large. Oh my goodness. Yes, now I get it. It's one of these where the verbiage is kind of like Yoda speak. A country, which is Italy, houses an extra L for large. Yeah, those ones always throw me. It's just so unnatural for English speakers, I think, to wrap their heads around that. Anyway, let's try this fabled 13. Working after turning north, back from Bible, belt. I wonder if it is going to be a Bible. I think back from Bible might simply be the last letter, the E. North might be N. If working could be on, and then maybe after turning would become N-O, and then N-E, none. That isn't belt. Belt, of course, could be something you wear. It could be a layer of something. It could be to hit. No, don't get that. Bundling, say, Roy and Heather together. Bundling, say, might be the definition. Roy and Heather. Well, I do know from watching, say, Cracking the Cryptic, there is a type of header called ling, and that comes in very useful for crossword setters for the ending of words. And I do remember there was that comedian. I always liked him. You'd see him pop up on a lot of programs back in the 70s, Roy Hudd. So I think it's huddling. But that is really going back. Yeah, I think if you're probably under the age of 50, maybe, that you will not have heard of Roy Hudd. There were a lot of Roys back in the 70s. Who is the fellow who hosted Record Breakers? The tap dancing chap. Anyway, a lot of Roys. Oh, and then of course there was, oh no, I'm thinking of Rod Hull. Rod Hull, Roy Hudd. I always got them mixed up. All right, good. Glad I was able to remember Roy Hudd. Bound to incorporate map for rapid transport. Sounds like it's going to be a type of rapid transport, something train. Oh, it could be a plane. Oh, because a map can be a plan. Yeah, I think it's going to be a plane. And so we're going to have a word for bound. It's going to be 4 letters ending in E. That's going to go around that. What kind of plane could it be? Jet plane. Oh, yes. I think jeté is a type of leap. I think it's just the French for jump, used in ballet. And so jeté goes around the plan. I like it. All right, I've been stupid about beginning to save money. Yeah, so the beginning to save is S. And what does Homer Simpson say when he does something stupid is do. And if you put that around the S, you get dosh. All right, the sulfur is filling in. I think that's our left. That's going to be in furrow. Of course, you furrow your brow. Overwhelmed by poo. What could that be? I think that S is probably going to be part of the poo word. I think this video will have the record for me saying poo. No, let's move on with some more downs. Closely pursuing dodgy exploits at number 1 after release of fake pics. Ooh. Why is pics spelt that way? I presume it's going to be part of an anagram or something like that. But then I think closely pursuing would be the definition, hot on the heels. Dodgy exploit. Oh, dodgy exploits might be an anagram of exploits, which is funny. That has an X. And of course, fake pics has an X. Where are we going to put all these X's? Tip to tail. It doesn't have an X. Nose to tail is an expression that means you're following someone closely. But at number 1, I sort of like it. Let me put it in and closely pursuing dodgy. Maybe it's a a synonym for exploits that has to be anagrammed. After release. Oh, maybe the two X's cancel each other out. Yeah, I think it's an anagram of exploits at NOI, and we remove PIX. Is that then leaving me with 10 letters? Yes, there's 13 in exploits at no I. Take away the 3. I'm fairly confident in that. I think we have all of the letters we need. 2 O's, 2 T's. Yep, yep. So I think that's it. That's again quite complicated wordplay. All right. Liberal ideas shocked. Mum's new Lothario. Well, new might indicate an anagram, or simply an N, of course, but then shocked might indicate an anagram. And we do have an L and a D, but it's only 9 letters, so it's not an anagram of liberal ideas. But a liberal might simply be, yeah, liberal might be L. No, I think L is for labor. Oh, I'm not sure. But what Mum's new Lothario, fancy man, or yeah, maybe Lothario. Oh, ladies man, of course. Oh, that's very funny. We had ladies man recently where it was LADYS, and I wasted a lot of your time questioning whether it should be Y or IES. Yeah, so let's try and work out liberal. Well, sure enough, there is ideas shocked. And I think L must be that, yes, and mum is ma, and new is N. Interesting, all right. Design fine publicity I will shortly read out. I think it's going to be a 2-word phrase for design. Fine can be F. Would publicity be an ad, fad, fade, design, fade something? And then I will shortly, I think it's a homophone read out, I will shortly, like I'll. Oh, there is a Fair Isle jumper, which is a design. Oh, and we've seen before publicity is air, as in don't give somebody air, don't give them publicity. And then a homophone of I apostrophe LL, and the Fair Isle. Let me look up and see what the origin of Fair Isle is. It is the southernmost of the Shetland Islands and famed for its knitting style. So design, I think, is a very loose definition, but I got there. How about he's committed to see AC/DC on grass? All right. I think he's committed could be the definition. Inmate, but that wouldn't be to see AC/DC on grass. Oh, grass, of course, can be to rat somebody out. He's committed. No, flower stems, section of Turk's cap identified. Is it simply a hidden clue? It would have to be all 3, go across all 3 words. So SCAPID. Scapid? Let me look that up. I've never heard of it. Well, I don't know why. For some reason, I read that as 6 letters. So scapid is not a word, although I see Urban Dictionary has it meaning a combination of scary and stupid. But of course, only 5 letters. Scappy, and there is a word, scappy, the plural of scapus, meaning a stem. All right. Well, let's finish the downs. Judges first. Question covering promotion. Judges first makes me think we're going to have a J in it. A question covering would maybe mean we put a 3-letter who, why, how around it, and it's going to mean promotion. Yeah, I don't know. Ask goes around a J. No, what is a promotion? Is it a promotion at work or a publicity promotion? Ah, yeah, I'm going to need some more letters for that one. All right, where did I leave off on the acrosses? Right, not vice versa, wrong. Oh, that's a great clue. Very succinct. Right, not vice versa, wrong. 12 letters, not vice versa, have 12 letters. Could it be an anagram of that with 2 V's? We do have the OSRAE, but where would we put the 2 V's? I think one would go here. Oh, yeah, and then an ATIVE ending. I think conservative. Yes, it is right in the sense of right-leaning, therefore conservative. Oh, that's very clever. I presume other setters have found that anagram before, but that's very good. All right, how about Songs of Praise in España translated? Oh, this must be a hidden clue. No, I think it's an anagram of España. Oh, yes, it's the word, paeans, hymns to somebody or something, and it's an anagram of España. All right. Book half a hotel on 3rd and 4th of June. Well, the 3rd and 4th letters of June are the N and the E, so I presume it's going to start with NE, and then maybe we're going to now put half a hotel. Oh, I wonder if a hotel means it's going to end in AH, and we're going to have some word for half, like semi. Is there a book of the Bible, Nehemiah or something? I vaguely remember some prophet or something. Let me pause and look that up. No, it's Nehemiah, N-E-H-E. So a hemi is a half, and then A and H for hotel. And we get a book of the Bible. All right, so let's see. Yeah, the covering is putting me off, but I'm thinking the question covers the first letter of, so the J would have to be there, and a word for promotion. Yeah, I don't see that. Well, but maybe it's the judge there. First question covering, but even what would be a promotion beginning with JA? No, don't see that. All right, most obvious nuisance note among cuts. I think it's going to be a word that means most obvious, ending in EST. Yeah, but the wordplay makes it then sound we're going to have something nuisance note among cuts. Yeah, I don't see how we would put something within a word for cuts and have it end in EST. Yeah, don't see. Anyway, what's a word for most obvious? I think that's probably going to be a vowel, an A or an O. Plainest might be the most obvious. Nuisance. Oh, nuisance is a pest, I think. And then note is la. Oh, yes. And among is in. And all of that cuts the word for nuisance. Again, quite complicated phraseology. And I think that's what I still struggle with as a beginning. Really, I consider myself a beginner at this. Arbitrary number checked by sharp staff includes one small digit. Ooh, so what is that? Yeah, there's an awful lot going on in that clue. Checked is usually a positional indicator that one word is checked by another. But what is sharp? Staff includes one. Well, one can be I and small can be S. Could it be a digit? Could it be finger, maybe? Would be a digit. Oh, but then 19 down would end in H something F, which doesn't seem right. Well, AC/DC must be part of the wordplay, so is it simply power for electricity, P? Oh, or could be current, maybe, which is I in electrical notation. Oh, on grass, maybe hay at the end? No, I think I'm going to have problems here in the bottom right corner and with my judges. Yeah, let's head back up. Ooh, we do have now the second word, C and P, budget papers, boosted, feverish, chapter. Chapter, of course, can be a group of people. Oh, budget, maybe something cheap. Oh, I think, yeah, maybe chapter is CH. Oh, feverish, I think, is telling us to anagram chapter. And I think it's going to be something cheap, which leaves over the T and the R. And we need two more letters, I suppose, from papers. Again, probably ID. Oh, dirt cheap. That's it. The papers, I think, are boosted, are turned around. Then we have our feverish chapter. And if something is a budget version, then it might be dirt cheap. Okay, here's our bat around wicket. Heading glances away from cover. No, or my American. Oh, so this could be the dog workforce embracing impressive. I wonder if could we have two A's that are being included by American and US respectively. Yeah, not sure about that. Oh, and here was our working after turning north, back from Bible, belt. Yeah, I think I'm going to try none. I don't know why that would be right, but let me check this. No. So let me. Do I want to have another bite at the cherry? Zone. Working after. So I think the N is north and then the back from the Bible. So working. Yeah, I think I'm just going to reveal it. A zone. All right, I have no idea why zone is the answer. But then what does that do for a high level zone? Well, a procrastinator might be a delayer. I don't know if that is a word, but it would make sense. And then we have an E layer. Let me pause and look that up. Yeah, apparently the E layer is one of the layers of the ionosphere. So there you go. I did while I was paused there. I went to wordplays.com. I put in these letters for a 10-letter word. And there were three possibilities, but one was smelliness, and it actually referred to this very clue. So they must be updating word plays or must automatically go out and grab the latest crossword clues. So that's interesting. I don't know how they do that. But let's see if we can work out. I think furrow might be a line and we have an extra L inside it. Oh, yeah, so sulfur is the S and poo is, I think, mess. Oh, that E, and then those two, mess. And so, yeah, I think maybe it's an and lit or a clue and definition of you'll get smelliness from all of this, definitely from the sulfur. But I think it's from everything you would get smelliness. All right, let's try the top left again. Oh, goodness, these are very tricky. Yeah, I think this is going to be a word for cover, but yeah, I think maybe I'll look up some synonyms of cover. No, nothing stood out to me. And then I wondered if maybe bat around is the definition. And we have a W for wicket. And then a word for cover with its heading first letter taken away. But I don't know. And then bat around I thought might be paddle. But yeah, so I think I'm going to go ahead and reveal this one. Wander. Huh. How is how is bat around? Does bat around mean to wander around? That's not a sense I'm familiar with. Yeah, or is it cover? But I don't think so. I think the W is wicket. And then what would be a word for cover? Heading glances away from cover, ANDER. Gander? No. Oh, yeah, I'm very confused by that one. All right, but we do have starters for two more. Heroes Cross, mostly open up front. Yeah, don't see that one either. And here's our maybe Rat's Lair beset by decay. Oh, maybe rat could be a rodent. I do like that. Oh, a lair is a den, and that is beset or surrounded by rot. All right. And here's our dog. Oh, what is that? Yeah, I think I'm going to have to use wordplays.com for this one. Ah, of course, I should have thought of a Labrador as the dog. And oh, American workforce is labor without a U, hence American. Oh, and again, it is US slang for impressive is rad, although I'm not sure anyone has said rad for 40 years, but anyway, that is that. All right, so now our heroes cross, mostly open up front. I'm wondering a jar would be mostly open. Oh, no, it's Ajax, so it's a hero. So X is the cross, and then it is most of the word ajar up front. Fairly confident in that one. All right, so now he's committed. I think that must be T, S, or C. It could be a G, I suppose, but he's committed to see AC/DC on grass. Yeah, I don't see it. I'm going to have to use word plays for this one too. No, I've gone through a few pages of possible words and none of them jumped out at me. Other than higher, but I'm not sure. Just someone on grass maybe might be higher, but I'm sure that's not right. Let's check it. No, let's reveal it. A bishop. That was one of the first words, but I disregarded it. I couldn't see how he's committed. Yeah, I don't. How is this working? AC/DC. Oh, yeah, I think AC/DC is slang for someone who's bisexual. So we have BI, and then it is grass, as in to tell on somebody to shop them. But why is bishop, he's committed? I find that a little unfair, but we'll see what they say at 15 squared. All right, so now we have a P, arbitrary number checked by sharp staff, includes one. Oh, a small digit could be a pinky. What's the arbitrary number? Might be N. Which is checked by a pike, which is a sharp staff, a pole with a a blade on it, and it includes an extra one, and then we get our pinky. Ah, yes, I like that. So here I'm thinking it might be a judge in some non-English speaking country. I could be completely wrong, but first, I mean, could it be a Q? Oh, yeah, I think the first question might be Q1. And I think the promotion is an ad and a caddy. Let me check this. It is right. Let me look it up. I presume it's Arabic. Yes, it's an Islamic judge. All right, that's everything filled in. Let's check all. Nothing dropped out. Let's head on over to 15 squared. All right, the blog today is by Andrew. He does say it's tricky. Owen Harpo is also known as Monk, with some unfamiliar words. And it is a pangram. I didn't notice that, but we do have all of the letters of the alphabet in the answers. All right, I wasn't sure about. So it is wicked, and it is glances, is ganders. Away from cover means without its first and last letters. And he did check, and bat around mean wander, and he says yes, but it's slang. All right, never heard that slang before. I think I got the hothouse and the Labrador, the Delaire. I had the zone. Oh my goodness. I don't think I've seen this before. I'll have to try and remember it, that if you turn an N on its side, you get a Z. Plus working as on. Yeah, I thought you had to turn on around. Oh my goodness, getting a Z from an N, that's very tricky. All right, there is good old Roy Hudd and Jete. Yeah, I think I got all the rest of the crosses and the downs. I think I followed. Yeah, I was surprised that the birds was as easy as knowing Charlie Parker's nickname. If you're not into jazz or haven't come across that before, that would be tricky, I think. And he does say 8 down was an andlet. But 19, bishop. A bishop is in charge of, so presumably committed to his see. I think there must be more to it than that. We'll see if anyone can supply something within the comments section. Beaten by Wander, bat around is not the first, yeah. And glances ganders. All right. Yeah, I want to see something for the bishop. Very tough and not very enjoyable. I think that's a bit harsh. I think I enjoyed it reasonably. Just some very tricky ones, but that's what we like about it, is it really puts your brain to the test. Anyone saying anything about the bishop? Hothouse. Oh, so KVA, I always appreciate their comments. So they do say a hothouse can be a drying room for pottery, okay? And then agreeing with Paddy Mellon. Yes, the fake. Yeah, I did wonder about the fake pics. Yeah, I think it's just that you remove PIX, not necessarily in that order, but it really doesn't make much of a difference, I think. So I think it was maybe a little unnecessary. Still nobody talking about a bishop being one committed. I am trying to read fast. All right, well, if you have any ideas on that yourself, please let me know. But I do thank you for watching, and I really do hope you have a great day.